Hi, I'm Cindy Halpern, and today's Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day to all veterans living, and we honor the memory of our veterans who have passed away. I've had a difficult time lately. I have a new endocrinologist, and she took a sonogram of a nodule that's been in my neck for 8-9 years now, because I have Hashimoto disease, and as new doctors often do, they want to get more aggressive. So she wants me to have a biopsy because I have a nodule that's a centimeter long in my thyroid gland, and I asked her to compare my test from a year ago from the old doctor to see if there's really any change, because I've had this for a long time, so I'm waiting for her to look at the old records and tell me if there's any change. But if there is a change, then I would have to go for a biopsy, and I'll tell you the truth, I'm scared. I don't know if I'm scared of the results, because I've had this for a long time and it's slow growing, and I don't feel any change really from previous years. But I'm afraid of the test itself, of them sticking a needle in my thyroid gland. I have severe asthma, and the asthma is triggered sometimes by allergies and that kind of thing, but it's also triggered by stress, and if I'm experiencing a lot of pain, then that could trigger an asthma attack, and actually it's the asthma attack that I'm worried about. So I'm avoiding the test for right this minute, but as soon as she lets me know, and if she still wants me to go ahead with it, I'm inclined to do it. So, long story short of all this anxiety, and it is Veterans Day today, and of course I thought of my father, and usually when I feel a presence, it's more my mom, because she's the most recent one to die, or my little brother Stewie, who was the first to go. Those two are the main ones I've felt. I don't usually feel my father's presence because he's been dead since 1984, and I think once in Florida, when I moved there briefly, I thought I saw him, but ever since then, no, nothing really at all. But today, for some reason, being Veterans Day, I asked him to kind of give me a sign, and this is the sign that my dad gave me. I went to Stop and Shop, and I went in to get a few things, and I came out, and this was by my car, an American flag. And you might say, oh wow, someone put it there, it's Veterans Day, but it was right on my car. And to me it represents my dad, because my dad was very proud of his service in the Army during World War II. It always troubled him when he liberated Dachau concentration camp, and that image haunted him for the rest of his life. And my dad was actually buried in his Army uniform, and Daddy always has a flag on his gravestone unless the weather ruins it or the maintenance people ruin it. I try to keep one on there. It used to be Mom's job to do that, but Mom died a few years ago, so it's become my job now. I live on Long Island, so there are times where there is no flag there, that I'm not there, that I don't know. So this flag, to me, represents my father, and it almost makes me feel like everything's going to be alright, because I specifically asked for a sign from him as I was going into the store, and for me to come out and see this is my sign. And so it's for the first time in a long time that my father's made himself known to me, and that means something to me. You gotta know my dad, he didn't make small talk. He was a bail bondsman, he did his job, he talked to people as he needed to, but he didn't make small talk, social small talk. He only talked when he had something really to say. And sometimes he did have something important to say, but a lot of times he just didn't. And for him to show me this sign means something to me in this troubling time in my life right now. And as I always say, and I wrote on my post, this too shall pass. Because in my heart and hearts, I don't feel like I have cancer there. I feel like it's just a nod that's been there, and that she just wants to be sure, to make sure it's okay. And it's just going through the biopsy, and it's frightening for me because back in Rhode Island, when I was really sick with asthma, I was in ICU a lot, and had tubes down my throat, and so I'm super sensitive to tests now, and I don't really like people to over-test me, and I don't mind doing a sonogram, and I don't mind when I go to my surgeon in Rhode Island, and she has to burn off my modes, and my cysts, and my skin tags when they turn black, and I don't seem to mind that too much. I'm used to her, and she's been my doctor for a long, long time, and it doesn't feel as serious, but this feels different. I've never, the only time I've ever had a biopsy was when I had coloscopy, and you know, I'm sedated, I don't know, and it was always, came out clean since I've had colitis, years ago. They've come clean since then. I haven't had colitis in years. And so, and of course, my doctor in Rhode Island did biopsies on my skin, but it's just part of it, and it didn't feel like as much. This feels different. So I'm trying to stay composed, but I'm not really. I'm really frightened. And so I have to check with her office tomorrow to see if she checked both the old sonogram, new sonogram, to see if she still wants me to have this done. So we'll see. And in the meantime, I got a lot of things to look forward to. I got the Sunday brunch with the sisterhood, my temple, and the Centerport Yacht Club. And then the week after that, Saturday, I'm supposed to go back to Rhode Island to have a small informal reunion at Twin Oaks for my high school. And I love Twin Oaks. It's one of my favorite restaurants in Rhode Island. So I got some things to look forward to, and I just have to hold it together somehow and do that. And so talking about it helps me, and I've posted about it. I don't think too many people saw the post, though. I only got 6 people responding. I'm sure a lot of people, more people would have responded to that had they seen it. So this is kind of doing that. Okay, happy Valentine's Day. No, that's not till February. Happy Veterans Day. But I do have a big heart in memory of my dad.